the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I'm Valentine Garcia.
And I'm Nikki Garcia. And we would like to invite you to listen to the Final Hour broadcast every Monday from 12 midnight to 5 in the morning on the Street 919 FM radio.
Hear my mom, Pastor Helen Garcia, and myself, Pastor Valentine Garcia Jr., preach the Word of God to the elderly, youth, and children. We can be contacted at 629-0113 or 623-8444.
Please be sure to tune in and prepare to be blessed.
My life, I lay it on the altar as my life.
Yo, this is a Big Mike, not the mass man, the health man. Are you one of the 40 million people suffering with joint issues like rheumatoid arthritis or osteoarthritis? Well, you are listening to the right ad. You have the ailment, we have the remedy. Call us now on 288-8301 or 346-2612.
Don't forget to tune in right here on the Street 919 FM every Wednesday from 10:05 a.m.
Performance beat all talk.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
Right. Shalom again, Israel. Shalom. We are the ISUPK under Commanding General Yohana right here in Trinidad and Tobago. You understand? This is the only place in the Caribbean. You understand? The only place in the Caribbean where you could get the truth, where you could hear the truth, and where you could know the truth, where you could be born again. You understand? And my heart goes out to the to what I was reading with the children's home. Right, let me just share this. Right. My heart goes out to what I heard happened in the children's home. That there is something real tragic and heartbroken. You understand? So I'm going to just start off by reading from the Trinidad Express. Alright? So it says, migrants abused at the children's home. Alright? So migrants abused at the children's home. This is May the 2nd, 2022. Right? The Trinidad Express. So it says the Children's Authority is failing to protect the migrant children, many of whom are commonly abused in child care facilities. And when they complain, the authority is unresponsive. You understand? So imagine these children who come from abusive homes, or these children who, parents can't really take care of them, so they put them in these homes. Or, children who does be misbehaving at a young age. So they end up in these homes. Some of these children been abandoned at a young age. So they end up in the children's home where people could really protect them and groom them up into the right way. But instead of these people protecting them and grooming them up to be the right way, they're abusing them. You understand? And when the children and them now complain, the authority is unresponsive. Right? So it says, a 10-member team appointed by cabinet to investigate the reports of the child abuse at the children's homes found that Venezuelan girls placed at the St. Jude's School for Girls was openly labeled prostitutes by staff and other residents. You understand? So they're taking our black brothers and sisters, because the Venezuelans is part of the lost 12 tribes of Israel. Them from the tribe of Asher. You understand? The Venezuelans are black. The Africans not black. The East Indians not black. The Chinese not black. The Venezuelans and them black. The word black in the Bible was just used to describe the oppression that the Israelites was going through. Because nobody not literally black like a blackboard. A blackboard, black. You understand? If you ever buy a black shoes, the shoes literally black. But no human being is literally black. There's just dark skin and complexion or light skin and complexion. And the Venezuelans, they are black. They are our black brothers and sisters. They went through slavery just as us. They're going through the hardship and the oppression just as we black people here. But the so-called white man who's our oppressor fool us and make us believe that the Venezuelans and them is not our brothers and sisters. The white man fool us and make us believe that them other races, who's the native Indians and the Hispanic people, the Venezuelans, he made us believe that them is not we brothers and sisters. But this is proof here that them other races and them don't like us. Them bring the Venezuelans here in the children's home and had them as prostitutes. Nah, man, nah. So, right, so now it says here now, where did the thing go read it, right? I sent it here on the phone.
Okay.
Right? So it says here now, even though they had the Venezuelan girls and them placed in the St. Jude's School for Girls, even though they had them as prostitutes, they was beaten by the other residents in one instance by a security guard, resulting in multiple physical injuries. So apart from they having our brothers and sisters, who is the Venezuelans and them, had them as prostitutes in the children's home, they used to be beating them up in the children's home too. That is hell. You understand? That is hell. You now want to understand now why it is some people rather because everybody feel that hell is a place underground where fire does burn you. So if everybody know and believe that hell is a place underground where fire does burn you, then why some people are still commit suicide? Because when they turn on the TV, when they turn on the airways, all they hearing is if you they take your own life now.
Suicide.
If you commit suicide,
Right.
you will go into a place underground and burn in fire, because committing suicide is a sin in the Bible.
Right.
So everybody saying committing suicide is a sin in the Bible, and you'll go into hell, which is a place underground where fire does burn you. So then, if that is true, why it is people are still commit suicide? You know why people are still commit suicide? Because if hell is a place where fire does burn you underground, you understand? And this condition on earth that you living in, so bad and so gruesome, so evil, so hard, people would rather commit suicide and get burned in fire than to live in this condition that they're living in. That is to show how hard life is. People would rather get burned in fire underground than to live in this condition that they're living in here. You understand? I can imagine what my Venezuelan sisters going through in the children's home. You understand? The children authority, the staff in the children's home, the security guards in the children's home, had those Venezuelan girls and our local girls, you understand, black brothers and sisters, had them as prostitutes. You understand? And on top of that, they're beating them up, resulting in physical injuries. I don't know if you had the first article there.
Right? The Children's Authority is failing to protect migrant children, many of whom are commonly abused in child care facilities. And when they complain, the authority is unresponsive. A 10-member team appointed by Cabinet to investigate reports of child abuse at children's homes found that Venezuelan girls placed at St. Jude's School for Girls were openly labeled prostitutes by staff and other residents.
Those openly labeled prostitutes by staff and other residents. Go ahead.
Beaten by other residents and in one instance by a security guard, resulting in multiple physical injuries.
Right, resulting in multiple physical injuries. Just to let everybody know, all I could call in, right? The WhatsApp number to call in is 342-0081. Right? The WhatsApp number here is 771-1791. You understand? All I could call in and ask a lot of questions about the Bible.
Right.
Anything all I want to know about the Bible, you all will get them answered.
Right.
Right? So again, that WhatsApp number 771-1791 or 4665-391.
Right.
Right. We also on Facebook. Just type in the street 91.9. Right, and you'll all go see us pop up here. You could type in all the questions on Facebook. On the comment section, you will have your questions answered.
Right.
Right. So again, here continue, Tazo.
Can. Right. Personal belongings provided to the girls by TNT counter trafficking unit was stolen. Findings reveal inadequate responses by the authority on an overall failure to safeguard child migrant victims, stated the report entitled Safeguarding Children in Community Residences and Child Support Centers in Trinidad and Tobago, laid in Parliament last Friday.
Go ahead.
It added, the management of the St. Jude's have been aware of the instances of assaults to the migrants and have failed to address or prevent its reoccurrence.
Right, so they fail to protect our Venezuelan brothers and sisters, because guess what? It's not just the sisters alone getting abused in those homes, it's the boys too getting abused in those homes.
Right.
Not just the sisters.
Right.
You understand? But society just have a way we just push the women to the forefront. But when it's the man, we quiet it down, we pay it behind the back. You understand? But the women, we just have a way we just push them to the forefront. Right? But the men, the boys, the little boys that get abused in those homes too. You understand? And women is sexual predators too.
Right.
Not just the men.
Right.
Women are sexual predators too.
Right.
When they're carrying your girl child or your boy child by these what else call them, babysitter or people who just take care the kids, you have to watch them women too.
Right.
Because those women are sexual predators. You understand? Especially if you have a girl child and that woman sexually molests your daughter is going to grow up to be a lesbian, because the woman who you claim to be so good that will protect your daughter, she's sexually molesting your daughter. So you women are sexual predators too. It's not just the men alone. You understand? So here it has a word.
It added, the management of the St. Jude's have been aware of the instances of assaults to the migrants and have failed to adjust or prevent its reoccurrence. In a critique of the authority, the Justice Judith Jones chaired committee found children's complaints of abuse by staff that were never reported to the police.
All right. So now, it gone so far now. These abuse was never even reported to the police. Now, this is the article from the Express. So it goes so far that it was never even reported to the police. So you're good.
It was also found that in several cases, reports were made weeks after the incidents occurred. Additionally, where cases were reported to the TTPS, Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, by children, it was noted that feedback for the commencement of an investigation took several months.
Okay, so now, how do they say, there's more in the mortar besides the person now. So now the children now, in these children homes, who has been abused and sexually molested, you understand, make the report to the police. And it took several months before the police even start the investigation. That is so sure. There is more in the mortar besides the person. People in high places is what happening. That so in this corrupt way we in, boy. It's not the poor, it's the ones in high places.
Right.
And they need to get removed from their seat.
That's right.
The ones in the high places corrupting Trinidad and Tobago. That is why it has so much of poor people suffering and dying, so much of murders. You understand? For the, and just to show how poverty, you understand, does cause crime, and it's the people in the high places what could prevent it.
Right.
You understand? I believe in 1920 with the Black Wall Street.
Right.
When it had Black Wall Street, and the white race, our so-called oppressors started to bomb up Black Wall Street. You understand? The government in America said that it is normal for what these white people was doing to black people, because the white people and them was oppressed. Because at that time was a Great Depression, they call it, in 1920. A Great Depression. The white people wasn't making it because it had a Great Depression. They were suffering. But black people was striving. Because why? We had black bus station, we had black train station, we had black schools,
Right.
Black hospitals, everything black, you name it.
So like
So
you
we
said-
was making money, but the other races was making it. Yeah, go ahead.
So like
Tazo.
you say, you know, and it's so strange that they call it the Great Depression. The greatest depression when so-called black people, you understand, on the rise and taking care of themselves. After coming through so much of brutal chattel slavery for over 400 years, now we started catching a link a little bit. You know, we have our own black banks and all that. The only thing was, of course, not allowed to have is a black military or even to push that type of stuff to protect us. Right? That is why they come against us, you know, again, because we ain't get too close to the Most High yet. You know what I mean? We're now catching back, we link a little bit, but we wasn't up to speed to where we need to be. We're still taking things for light, and we're still so frightened. I could imagine still. At that time, you're so triggered, or, you know, you're trying your best to even keep it quiet. And as soon as you could stand to think to stand up on your own legs, as they like to call us, stand up on and pull up your own boots by your bootstraps and all that, right? You see what happened? Look at present example, right? 1920, not about what, 2 generations ago, right? They come and bomb up Black Wall Street. When black people pulling up themselves by their own bootstraps. So let me hear now.
Yeah. So now the government now saying, hey, that is understandable what those white, I think it was the Irish.
Right.
It is understandable what those white Irish people are doing to Black Wall Street because they are oppressed. And when a society is oppressed, they does kill, murder, lynch, and bomb up Black Wall Street.
So, like
So you know what the government do? The government started to give them jobs so they won't be so oppressed. And give the white Irish people police jobs. Yeah, go ahead as well.
if I may say, right? Because how come, if society is so great then, and this is the modern day example, the example to run by, how come black people ain't doing that and we oppress? So all this society is really for animals and criminals.
Yeah.
Really and truly, that is what it is, for rabid dogs, you understand? Because if black people be under all this oppression and all that, and we ain't turning to murder nobody, we ain't picking up and bombing up nobody, we ain't be raping people and all kind of different things because we oppress. Then, which means, you understand, by society standards, this society need to crumble because it's really for rabid dogs, rapists, child molesters, you understand, murders under the excuse of being oppressed. We don't do them things. Trinidad and Tobago, I ain't hear y'all.
Yeah.
Tell somebody answer that question for me. Somebody. Call in the radio show if you follow me. Yeah, somebody had to answer that question. I understand what's going on there.
Yeah, that is itself. You know, the WhatsApp number, don't forget our WhatsApp number, 771-1791, right? Or call in, or come on Facebook and type in all the questions. You understand?
Right.
So the government said it was okay, and the government give them jobs. You understand? But the point I'm trying to make is this: the police and them is encouraging crime.
Right.
You understand? These people who been sexually abused in the Trinidad children's home went to the police station and made a report, and it took several months for them to start the investigation. And you know what will happen now? If one of those Venezuelan sisters take up a knife and stab up the person who was abusing them,
Right.
she gonna be at fault.
Exactly.
You understand?
Sad.
Not the ones who was abusing them, you know. She gonna be at fault.
Right.
Because it's the police and them is encouraging crime. All they here to do our job, protect and serve.
Right.
You understand? Be contented with all the wages. That's what the Bible say with the
Correct.
police Africa. The scripture,
That's
you
right.
remember.
Right.
It says, be contented with your wages.
Right.
You understand? That is in the New Testament. It's talking about the police and them.
Right.
You understand?
Do violence to no man. Yes, sir.
If all find all the wages too small, there's ways to get an increase in salary.
Right.
But not neglect the people who coming out for help.
That's right.
Don't neglect the people who coming out for help. All I have to do all the job as police. What you mean? So some big boy above all telling all do something wrong or illegal. Now let's sell them out.
Right.
Point all the fingers and say he telling me to do something wrong and
Right.
do something corrupted. You understand? But don't neglect people who been abused.
That's it.
Sexually abused.
Right.
You understand? Who been physically abused. Don't neglect them. Come on, man. All is all encouraging crime. You understand? The good ones had to point the fingers at the bad ones and say,
Right.
this is the bad police officer. This is the bad prison officer. Point all the fingers and tell them, no, I ain't doing that. Or if all they want to do that, resign from the police service
That's
and
right.
resign from the prison. That
Right.
might just be the best thing. If you're a good police officer and you realize there's all that corruption going on inside the police service, run away from the police service.
Right.
Resign.
Correct.
That is the best thing. If you don't want to sell them out, that is the best thing. Resign
Right.
from the police. resign from the prison.
Right. So
And just leave it. Yeah, go ahead.
And if I may, they could put their services and the training to plenty better use under command than General Yana.
Plenty better.
Plenty military men officer and partisan officer 5,000 in Indianapolis. Plenty past military personnel we have in the ICPK doing extremely good work. Great work all over the states. You understand? All over the Caribbean and all these different places wherever we are. You understand? So it's not to say like you go, you'll be without something to do. Trust me, we have things for you all to do because you all exactly know what's going on in the streets, and it'll be plenty more effective. You understand? Under righteous rulership, under righteous leadership, and men, you understand, that have the experience to deal with families and situations and all that. It's a perfect combination because this is what the scriptures tell you here. So if I may, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
Luke chapter 3 and verse 14. And the soldiers likewise demanded of him, saying, And what shall we do? And he said unto them, Do violence to no man, neither accuse any falsely, and be content with your wages.
Be contented with your wages. Right now in Trinidad, we know everything going up.
Right.
All the groceries skyrocketing.
Right.
You understand? The government had the audacity to come on TV and say, well, we know the prices going up, but we can't tell the supermarkets if they to drop their prices. You understand? The government had the audacity to come on and say that. You understand?
Right.
And all of vote for them, all of vote for them, whether PNM, UNC, ILP, whoever it is. Right? Because we don't vote in this school, because the Bible said don't vote.
Correct.
Christ is our king.
Right.
He is the man over us.
That's right.
And until Christ return, commanding General Yohana is the leader of the nation.
That's right.
Of Israel.
That's right.
You understand? The Lord is always anointing somebody. Nobody never voted in the Bible.
Right.
Once people voted in the Bible, I don't know when they voted, when they wanted to murder Christ.
That's right.
You understand? It was who? Conscious Pilate.
Yeah.
He asked them,
Barabbas.
who all want, Barabbas or Christ? Everybody voted. Free Barabbas. Everybody voted. That is when they voted.
Right.
When they wanted to murder Christ. You understand? But other than that, to pick a king, nobody never voted for that.
Right.
The Lord used to pick somebody.
Right.
To be the head.
That's right.
You understand? So we don't vote in the school. But all your vote for these leaders. And the heathens and them raising the prices of everything.
Right.
You understand? This year in negotiation was $13 for a soap. Right? It was a particular soap. $13. Went to negotiate, it was $17.50. That is madness.
Inflation.
So I understand why it is
right.
The police, the prison officers, all those people and them want the increase in salary. But the scriptures say, be contented with your wages. If you're not contented with your wages, there's ways you could do to get the increase in salary.
Right.
You know, but as of now, if somebody in a children's home make a report to the police station that they've been sexually abused, you have the right to go all out. That shouldn't take several months to start. Right. That is madness. Do so your job. You understand?
So also, you understand? If you understand the bureaucracy is that you know that they're holding back the pipeline or whatever it is, that they're holding you back from doing exactly what you want to do, and you go through all the processes to try and get them things and them done and try to solve it as a police officer. Now, you understand, you have a job to your king and to your Lord, to your God, to the God of the black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man. Right? You have the responsibility, man and woman, whichever area in the Coast Guard, the fire services, you understand, the police service, the prison service. Now, you understand, learn how to operate and deal with your people and them. Learn how to be set in defense for your people, right? So that these things wouldn't take place. Now we can have your own homes. Yeah, all you understand exactly what's going on. Your own nurses and own staff and certain things and them. Come and bring your services to you, son, because they ain't going to allow you to do your job, and if it looks sharp, they fire. So at the end of the day, you're still and you still will end up with the messy end of the stick, and before you reach there, make the choice to come and serve your power before he shuts you down. You know what I mean? Or he allow you to get shut down, and you can't do nothing else then. You understand? Make your connections and whatever the case is. Learn how to be wise in everything you do, right? So that now you can start to formulate a way so that you can have income coming in and you have things going on, right? And we could get a whole lot more done with your expertise. You follow?
Right, yeah, and that is it. Right, and again, the best option, if you as a police officer or a prison officer or the regiment or the Coast Guard or whoever you are, if you don't want to point your fingers and say them is the crooked ones in the protective services, but then resign. Right. That is the best thing I could tell you. resign and walk away from the police service.
Right.
Because I can't see children making a report saying they've been sexually abused and all they do a damn thing about it. All it takes several months. What? You know how much I sexually abused that them was going through by why is the police taking so long? Nah, man. Yeah, we're going better all resign. The good ones in the police service all resign now and walk away. You get some next. It's better you work in some grocery store. It's better you work in a grocery store than you work in the police service. If it's so corrupt, if the Coast Guard, the prison officer so corrupt, better all resign. You understand? Continue, as well.
Right?
I think in 2 cases.
Right. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
in two cases of note, both children were contacted about their interest in proceeding with an investigation after they turned 18 and were no longer at the residence.
So imagine that. When the children and them make a report to the police now, in these children home that have been sexually abused, it takes so long that by the time they reach 18, they're left. You understand?
Right.
By the time they reach 18 years old and they left the children's home, that's when the police go contact them. So you could imagine the amount of sexual abuse and physical abuse our Venezuelan sisters and our brothers was getting in those children's homes. Why is the police taking the time and doing whatever God knows? You understand? Nah, man, that ain't good enough, man. If you's a good police officer, or resign today and leave the corrupted ones in there alone. Leave them. It's better you work in a grocery store and they get $500 a week than they get whatever money you're getting in the police service. Because this is unbrotherly and unsisterly. To see a child come in the police station and make a report saying they've been sexually abused and all taken several months after to start the investigations now. Let me continue.
Additionally, an instance of alleged sexual abuse was also not reported to the TTPS until days after. Further,
so when did the children make the report to the Children's Authority? The Children's Authority does take days after to make the report. So in one instances, the Children's Authority taking days before they make the report to the police. In the other instances, the children going to the police themselves and they're taking months before the investigation starts. Go ahead.
Further, a parent indicated being chastised by the staff of the authority for reporting such an occurrence to the TTPS. Detailed the report.
So a parent now was being chastised by staff of the Children's Authority for reporting such a case to the police service. This is too much corruption in this small island. The children is just a dot on the map. And it's so corrupted. It's so corrupted, boy. Nah, man, no. Let the plagues come on Trinidad and Tobago. Let the plagues come.
Right.
Let the Lord keep on sending the plagues, man.
Right.
You understand? Let World War III come.
Right.
And as I always say, let the first bomb fall on Trinidad and Tobago because it's too disgusting. You understand? It's too evil. Let that first atom bomb or Satan 2 from Russia, let it fall on Trinidad and Tobago. Because we're too corrupted. This is madness. A child coming to make a report and several months? Nah, that ain't good enough, man. Yeah, I'm Tazo. Go ahead.
The team found that child abuse and absconding are treated as isolated incidents, and the focus is on blaming the child.
Oh gosh. So here now, they're blaming the child now. They're blaming the victim. So imagine a little child, 15, 14, maybe younger than that, 11, 12 years old, making a report, hey, I've been sexually abused. And they're blaming the child for saying they've been sexually abused. What madness is this? Man, I pray World War III come in the morning and the first bomb, when it falls, it fall on Trinidad. The first bomb, the Satan 2 from Russia, it fall on Trinidad. You understand? They just wipe out everything. Let me start anew fresh.
Right.
Because this Trinidad is too corrupted. You understand? For a dot on the map? Nah, man. That ain't going to... Yeah, go ahead, Tazo.
Out of 602 critical incident reports held by the authority, the team observed 165 different ways of reporting.
Good.
Children silenced. The voices of children are stifled by a system that relies completely on the services of an adult, said the report.
Good.
At the community residence in Tobago, the complaints procedure was a written one, although the residents ranged from ages 0 to 13 years. At Margaret Kisto, a resident complained via text to the manager, and manager indicated residents had opportunities to complain at house meetings or to their assigned CSAs. At Casa de Corazon, a resident complained directly to the authority via an email.
Good.
The lack of complaint mechanisms and a standardized complaints policy for children represents a large gap in the system of care, which undermines the concept of safeguarding, said the investigators. The authority and its operations are currently being guided by policies which have not been approved by the Board of Management. The authorities does not have a standardized risk management system in place across the organization. The authority's position on caregiver to child ratio is unclear and conflicting in its place of safety policy and its submission to the Joint Select Committee.
Give me the next article. So, the next article right below that one.
Come on. All right, I put it here real quick. All right.
Son, this is madness, man. This is too much.
So, like you said,
Yeah.
if I may say it's criminal.
Criminal.
It's
yes.
criminal and heinous because what kind of soul you have siblings if you have children. You have siblings, you know what I mean? You have people that you have nieces and nephews. You have to be a monster. You're doing the same system that's supposed to be in place for them. Don't have a risk management system. People complain by via email is whatever they get. You talking about they could do it in shop and over. Next thing this person right there, if all and probably could stab them and all that. The person come to you and with a report, and you all this bureaucracy and telling them what to do.
Yeah.
And go down the lines, man. This is garbage.
Yes.
This is utter garbage, and this, you understand, the Lord will judge them kind of things. He will crush, you understand, all these nasty, disgusting beasts on them. If all you go touch the apple of the Lord eye, and feel just so. There's a child you're talking about. You just show the scripture, say when you rape somebody, you understand, it come like you kill them, come like you murder the child's soul. People don't recover from them things. You find saucy power and all them fellas and them that end up, under them kind of abuse and all that, because he come out with it and say it publicly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's because of abuse, you understand, that cause them down a pathway that are no return sometime. These fellas and them end up with STDs, you know what I mean, mental schizophrenia, all these different things. This is what is creating. So this children authority then is a next what do you call it? A next gateway into that. They worse than drug dealers. Because how come you follow that these complaints could be made and you not taking it up one time? You don't even have a risk management system in place and all these things, and you operating for how long? This is madness, and the Lord will, if all they don't shape up and shape up, you understand, the Lord will destroy all the places. All they have no respect and no regard for people children. What will happen to all the children? Because the Lord is a just God. Where you sow, you go reap.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Go on.
Go ahead and tell them what newspapers are reading.
Yes, so this is the article from The Guardian.
I said there's an article from The Guardian. Go ahead.
Task force set up to ensure recommendations in children's homes report are implemented.
What date it is?
This is May the 2nd, 2022, 9 hours ago.
Right. Go ahead.
So like I said, come like they now hop on it. So as soon as somebody touching it now, all of a sudden, yeah, pace, speed now. What months it taken to check out, to start an investigation.
Yeah, and this going on for years, eh?
Yeah.
This going on for years. You understand? So now they're setting up a task force in the children's home now to investigate these matters. So go ahead, Tazo.
Iwer Westerroy MP, Minister in the Office of the Prime Minister and Minister of Gender and Child Affairs, and Member of Parliament for Tobago East, during her statement on the issue of violence and abuse of children in children's home in Parliament on Friday, 29th of April 2022. Right? Confirmation has come from Minister of Gender and Child Affairs, Iwer Westerroy MP, that a special interagency task force has been established to develop a work plan to ensure implementation as soon as possible. Again, bureaucracy. Of recommendations made by a special team of investigators who looked into the abuse of children in residential care.
Yeah, I find when these people and them do these recommendations and set up these task force, they should call names.
Correct.
They shouldn't just say somebody, the children authorities, don't just say the children authorities, call out their names.
Right.
Let me know who's these security officers who be sexually molesting these boys and girls.
Right, correct.
Let me know who's the names of these big boys in the children's authority.
Right.
Who's sexually molesting these boys and girls.
Right.
And I was reading some article the other day, sometime I said on the radio station, there was sending them off to the parliamentarians.
Right.
Some of the people in children's home. Right. Some they had to bring it out in the station. Yeah, go ahead.
Because in the states, what they're doing now, in certain states, as soon as somebody has been declared or been confirmed to be a sexual predator, there's a list in a neighborhood, in a school, wherever it is. So these people and them are pointed out, and so that people are aware that these people is not to be in close proximity to any child. They have no right. They have no right to be still working there and all them different things. Get some help, because most of the time it's people who get molested or some type of filthy, disgusting animal who have no kind of care, and you just feel like you could bully somebody. It's them who just be going and touching children and all that. If you don't need to be nowhere close to nobody, you need to be locked in a cage and put under the ground in solitary. That is what them need to be. You understand? But don't let the Lord catch up with all you. You understand? So put them up. Put them up on call, as you say, put them up on the news, put them up, put them up in a system, put the registry right there, you understand, and have them right there. Yeah, they need to be there. Need to be outside there.
Call their names.
That's right.
Go ahead.
The minister's assurances come following the laying of Parliament on Friday, 29th of April, 2022.
I just want to skip down to the last paragraph. The last one. Then you'll go into the next article.
She added?
With the gender, where it said the gender?
All right, let me see. Right. The Gender and Child Affairs Minister confirmed that an estimated $126,715,000 is available.
Yeah, I think that 126
million. That's right.
126 million.
Correct. At 126 million, how much? Well, 81,000 is available to undertake and expedite the various projects connected with the various initiatives to end child abuse in community residences.
Right, so that they're spending 126 million to end the child abuse. You understand? But remember the child abuse don't just stems within the children authority.
Correct.
Because these children and them does make the report in the police station.
Correct.
And it does take several months before the police start the investigation of a child who has been sexually molested in the children's home. So therefore, if you want to spend $126 million, it don't just be in the children authority, you know, it had to go outside of that.
That's right.
You understand? Because why would the police take several months to investigate a child who been sexually molested in the children's home?
Right.
There is more in the water besides the pestle here.
Correct.
So yeah, you're going
too much corruption. Yes, sir. Because how it is you could take so long to even start something like that. That ain't adding up at all. Ain't adding up one bit.
I'm fine with
right? Yeah. All right, ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
Report uncovers gang rape at children's homes.
All right, so there's a gang rape now at children's home. There's a next article reading here. Go ahead.
Secret trips to Mayaro with unapproved adults, transactions of marijuana for sex, gang rape initiations, and former residents living at the homes of staff members are some of the horrific revelations made into the culture of sexual abuse at children's homes in this country.
Yes, gang rape for sex. They're giving the children marijuana for sex. Nah, man, what going on in the children's home is something evil. It is something evil and ungodly. What going on in the children's home?
Right. So like
yeah, go ahead.
And the thing is, who's the religious institutions that backing up these things? I thought we were talking about Saint. Is Saint then? Didn't we have Saint Jude's? All in the families for how long now?
That is it. You just want to know what religion these people are worship.
Right.
These security officers, what religion are they?
Right.
If you go and ask them, what is their religion? I wonder what they're going to say. If you go and ask the people in the children's authority, what religion are you? I wonder what they're going to say.
Right.
Because you can't tell me that they're worshipping whatever God they're worshipping. And this is the kind of nonsense they do.
As they conduct.
They gain little boys and girls marijuana drugs for sex in the children's home. What madness is this?
And the thing is, they haven't unapproved the secret trips to Miaro. They organize too, organized crime. Then it have gang rape initiation. So to enter the gang now, you have to get gang rape and all kind of manner, disease. Your life destroyed there because they probably don't break down the staff, but we don't molest them already, or some religious nut. You understand? Or whoever it is, you know what I mean? So start interfere with them already. So they done the child psychology make how this happening?
Yeah.
And regular trips.
Yeah.
No, man.
This is madness. It's better the government start to fund the ISGPK and not send all the children
to
the ISGPK.
Correct.
We don't sexually molest people.
At all.
We don't deal with no marijuana.
That's right.
No cocaine. We're in the street since 1969.
Right.
There's FBI that's be investigating us. Everybody does be investigating us. And up to now, none of them found anything that vile or evil that we just do.
Right.
None of them.
Correct.
They found it in the other people who call themselves the Jelaido, like IUIC, JMS.
Yep.
They found it in them, but they never found it in the ISUPK. You know why? Because the Lord is with us.
That's right.
Christ is with us. So it's best the government start to fund the ISUPK.
That's right.
You understand? And bring all the sons and daughters to this school. We go take care of them. Trust me, think we have no molestation, or no drugs, or no marijuana, nothing like that in this school.
If I may add to it, because what you're saying, they're real heavy too. Here's what. To eliminate the bureaucracy, so-called black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man, and when somebody touch somebody button, then a minister moving, you could cut out the bureaucracy and come and get counsel from Commandant General Yahana and start to build back your own communities. Now, you understand, the Lord with us and showing exactly for how long that they're trying to find fault with somebody, with men that devote their lives to the Most High power. You follow? Come and see the system of checks and balances to ensure that no, stop putting your money by the MPNM, because this could be your child.
Yeah.
That might be your niece and nephew, because somebody maybe have a troubled teen, so-called, and they send them to St. Jude's, thinking that they'll be rehabilitated, and then this is the madness that's going on. They're very well organized, but the place and them always hearing something about St. Jude's and the people in St. Jude's and all that, because they're molesting the people. That is what's going on. So they're mind unstable. They can't function like and operate like a child supposed to operate. You're abusing them, you understand? Have them as prostitutes, as sex workers, and all kind of madness. You follow? So they could never function as they're supposed to. So here we're going to cut out the bureaucracy. You follow? And forget the government. If they fund the ICPK, well, more sign Christ. If they ain't fund we, more sign Christ. But you black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man and woman, come and support, come and build up your communities. You understand? Men mightn't teach like you and I, whatever the case. We'd love for that to happen. But come and support yours, you understand, and contribute to a place where you have checks and balances. You can't do what you want inside of here. You understand?
Yeah.
If you want to do that, over time, you understand, the Lord will kick your backside out. That is what it is. Yeah?
That's it so.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, continue.
Right. In a report titled Safeguarding Children in Community Residences and Child Support Centers in Trinidad and Tobago, several children's homes were exposed for their practices and complicity with respect to sexual abuse at the facilities.
Go ahead.
None more damning than the findings at the Margaret Kisto Children's Home in Arima.
Right, so there's a children's home in Arima that was the worst out of all the children's homes in Trinidad.
Right.
This Margaret Children's Home in Arima was the worst.
Right.
They found. Yeah, go ahead.
The report has recommended that the Children's Authority immediately suspend its operations.
Right, so the Children's Authority had to suspend its operations. Yeah, go ahead.
The report states that the manager indicated that he invites boys who age out to live with him. 3 boys currently reside with the manager. According to the manager, nothing wrong with this. I doing this for years because they have nowhere else to go.
Right, so in the report now, the manager used to have boys, he used to invite boys to stay with him. You understand?
Right.
And the manager saying, but nothing is wrong with this. If I had the boys in the children's home staying in my house, because he says, years are doing this. You understand? So again now, it's not just the girls alone that's be sexually molested, it's the boys too.
Right.
The boys that's be sexually molested too. So when they say a lot of boys growing up to be homosexuals, it's because they've been sexually molested. Right? The statistics shows that the number one, the reason why boys and girls does turn out to be lesbians
and
homosexuals because they've been sexually molested.
Right.
at a young age. You understand? So yeah, go ahead.
Upon inquiry, neighbors confirmed to the investigation team that they saw boys frequenting the home of the manager.
Right, so the neighbors saying, yeah, I used to be seeing these boys and them coming home to the manager's house regularly. Regularly, we just be seeing these boys coming in these manager's home. So the boys and them are all been sexually molested. Not just the girls.
Right.
So yeah, go ahead, Tazo.
The report went on to say, statements from the manager indicated that residents often leave the home to purchase marijuana and return to smoke it on the compound.
Go ahead.
This increases the probability of child abuse in the form of transactional sex.
Transactional sex. I don't know what transactional means. Transactional is like, I give you something and you give me something in return for a favor. So what they're talking about here? These people in these homes used to give the children and them marijuana for the children to get them sex. You understand? Because watch me, those children in those homes, they're so is hell they're going through. So there was something to relieve their stress. They want a little smoke. Smoking is wrong.
Right.
The Bible said don't smoke.
Right.
But I understand why they want a little smoke because they've been stressed.
Right.
But the security guards and the staff in the children's home saying, all right, you want marijuana? Give me sex. That's what they're telling the 12-year-old, the 13-year-old and so forth in the children's home.
Right.
And when they make a report, the police taking several months before they start the investigation. Madness. Yeah, continue.
The report said that the Margaret Kisto Children's Home allowed its residents to go on trips with adults, which were logged in a clandestine manner.
A clandestine manner. The clandestine manner is like a secret manner. So the Margaret Children's Home, which is in Arima, used to allow, when they say the residents, is talking about the children.
Right.
So they used to allow the children to go on trips with adults in a secret manner. Why would you allow them to go on a secret manner with the adults?
Right.
It's because sex are the past now.
Right.
Sex pass, and who knows? Money might be passed in the children's home. Who knows?
Right.
You understand?
Answer. So, like are the meaning for clandestine as well?
Go ahead.
Kept secret or done secretively, especially because illicit.
Right. Especially because illicit, meaning doing something wrong.
Right.
Right.
Correct.
So, yeah, go ahead.
Answer. Right. Now, the report also noted that this practice contravenes the authorities' policy. Same thing that is.
That's not from the clandestine man. I read down to the home allows children.
The home allows children to spend weekends in Miaro with individuals who are not the children's legal guardians or parents, and the information is logged in a special book. This practice contravenes the authorities' policy.
Right. So that is we now know why it is they're doing it in a secret manner. They let the children and them go on trips with these adults in a secret manner. It's because those adults is not the children's parents.
Right.
That is why they're doing it in a secret manner. So if all is not their parents, why it is all going on trips with the children and them for? In a secret manner.
Correct.
Especially in an illicit way, meaning a wrong way.
Correct.
You understand?
Right.
It's because all going on sexually abuse them children.
That's
and them. And then the police taking months to investigate. When the children then make a report, nah man. Okay, continue.
The report also noted a lapse in conducting the necessary background checks, resulting in the employment of a person who has prior allegations of sexual abuse.
So now there's a lapse now in conducting a background check.
Right.
In the staff members. So now the staff members and them who have allegations of sexual abuse.
Right.
But the people who had to check their background, they're not checking their background correctly.
Exactly.
So they're hiring people in the children's home who have allegations on them of sexual abuse.
Right.
And look what's going on now. They're sexually abusing people. When they make a report, when the children make a report to the children authority, taking them days after before they file it to the police station. Nah man, that ain't good enough. Let that atom bomb fall on Trinidad and wipe it out. Because it's too much evilness and wickedness in Trinidad and Tobago.
Correct.
Let Satan too. Let Russia press that button And don't let the Satan to go to America. Let it come on Trinidad first.
Right.
Let Satan to fall on Trinidad. And let it wipe it out.
Right.
Because this place too evil and wicked.
Yeah, heinous.
In Trinidad, yeah. Wait as well.
In addition to recommending that the home's operations be suspended pending an investigation by the Children Authority, the report said that the practice of sending out children should be immediately stopped and that the authority must be notified when a resident is transitioning from the home to a staff's private home.
Right, so that's how it's supposed to be. Good.
Right. Guardian Media called the Margaret Kistos Children's Home for a comment, but an automated voicemail message said their hours of operation on Sunday ends at 2 p.m. We called at 1:30 p.m.
Go ahead.
The report said the home is unlicensed and as of July 2021 had 40 residents, 17 boys, 21 girls, 2 young men, in a facility with a population capacity of 35.
So the report says that the children's home is unlicensed? So who allowing the home to be running then if it's unlicensed? You see there's more and more besides the person?
Right.
Who is allowing the children's home to be run if it is unlicensed? So on top of that, the people and them sexually abusing the children, the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service taking months after to investigate. And then on top of that, the children's home is not licensed, but it's running still.
Madness.
Nah, man, this thing goes higher up than we thought.
Correct.
You understand? This thing goes way higher up than we thought. People who have powers, not poor people like me and y'all,
right,
who listening right now to the program,
right,
but the people who have powers,
that's it,
is what allowing this evilness to take place in Trinidad and Tobago. Let that atom bomb, let Satan to fall on Trinidad and Tobago.
That's right.
And wipe out the whole place.
Correct.
And let a new fresh start.
Right.
This is madness.
The St. Jude's Home for Girls was also exposed in the report, where gang rape and sexual grooming by security guards was said to be some of the problems found.
Right, so some security guards and all sexually abusing these boys and girls. Because again, it's not just the girls alone, it's the boys and the girls being sexually abused in these children's homes. Go ahead.
According to the report, frequent sexual activity occurs among residents, including situations that residents described as gang rape. The allegation of gang rape was found to be part of the hazing process. Sexual interaction and grooming were found to have occurred between residents and staff and security personnel.
Staff and security personnel sexually abusing these boys and girls in the children's homes in Trinidad. Go ahead.
The report went on to say that security guards have been found complicit in supplying psychotropic substances and other unregulated drugs to residents.
Psychotropic substances. Psychotropic substances is like you're giving somebody drugs and they will have them in a mental state. So it's like illegal drugs, because I say complicit, so that's something illegal, something wrong. So that could be like heroin, LSD, cocaine, and those other types of drugs.
Correct.
So these security guards and staff giving them these drugs to have them in a mental state, so you know, like they could be outside. They wouldn't know what's going on. They're not aware of what's going on because they don't take the heroin and the whatever. That is what again these children and them in the children's home. And they're not licensed.
Right.
You understand? So who authorized them to run and they're not licensed?
Right.
You understand? That is what the investigative team have to find out and call names.
Correct.
Call the names.
That's right.
And the people.
Plastic on the
wall.
wall.
Keep it secret.
Right.
Because they follow keeping it secret to them. Always a part of the reason why the children and them will continue to be getting sexually abused.
Correct.
See,
that's it.
We are now,
the situation. The situation increases the children's vulnerability regarding sexual abuse. Additionally, the practice contravenes the Dangerous Drugs Act, Section 7. So that case, they also violating the next act, which they have no care for because they didn't care about nobody children. They didn't care who the hell they touch. These is vile beasts that they need to get put down. The Lord needs to deal with them fellas and them. You know what I mean? Because like the police, they hand to tie up.
Yeah.
Yeah, too much bureaucracy going on. You follow? So since all they can handle it, don't worry. In a sense, don't let the Lord swing for all, yeah. That's what going on. And them who complicit, let all of them should die. The Lord should kill out all of them. All of them sit a child molester, them should kill out every last one of them. And all the drug dealers, all of them should kill out every last one all, yeah. Because all they intend to stop, because this is what they're promoting. They say, I don't study a little weed and I study a little cocaine, eh? This is what they're promoting.
Yeah.
Sexual abuse, you understand? This is what it is. Boys and little boys and little girls.
Little boys and girls.
I didn't care from zero to 13 and all kind of madness. You don't know what range. But at the end of the day, one is too much. One is too much. You understand? Yeah. So you're going. Let the Lord deal with all you and you're going. You'll come back fresh. Yeah. Come back on the next spot. You know what I mean? If the Satan twin catch up with everybody one time.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Skip down to where you see at the St. Mary's Children's Home. You see that at the St. Mary's Children's Home.
At the St. Mary's Children's Home, it was found that incident reports are not fully capturing the extent of sexual abuse, and at the Casa de Corazon Children's Home, it was revealed that management identified a female staff member who was found to be having inappropriate interactions with a resident at odd hours.
Right. So a female staff member.
Right.
So it's not just the men alone that are sexually abused boys and girls.
Right.
Female people, female adults that sexually molest little boys and little girls.
Correct.
You understand? Not just the men.
Correct.
So that what society brainwash all and make all feel is only the men alone that sexually molest boys and girls. No. Women, adult women that sexually molest little boys and girls. I personally know a girl who I know.
Right.
You understand? She tell me she used to go to primary school and she became a lesbian because her female primary school teacher used to sexually molest her at a young age. And that's how she grew up to become a lesbian. Because of her female primary school teacher.
Right.
So don't just blame it on the men alone. You women are sexual predators too, and every person had to watch who it is they're paying by the child now, whether it's a man or a woman.
That's right. Yeah. So like I said, if I may real quick as well, because again, when you look at the institutions and who's the backing behind it, you have to put these religious, you understand, people in them on the spot as well. Because plenty of them is for years, it's happening all kind of 50 years and 200 years and 100 years and 40 years, 20 years. If it's going for 10 years, 5 years, it's too much.
Yeah.
And long time these people feeling demand, saying the manager say, well, that he don't see nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
So in his mind, in his disgusting, filthy, understand, corrupt mind, that he don't see nothing wrong with it. The Lord say, well, boy, don't worry. I don't see nothing wrong with wiping all the hell out. That's what it is.
Yeah. And that is something evil, man. Let that Satan too fall on Trinidad and Tobago, man.
Correct.
I pray that Putin, Vladimir Putin, you know, he go on the computer and, you know, he might type in America to make Satan to go by, but he might accidentally trip and type in Trinidad and Tobago and let the Satan to fly and fall on Trinidad and Tobago and bomb it up.
Right.
Because this place is too wicked and evil.
Correct.
And it's the people in the high places, the people who have powers.
Yeah.
Is what making Trinidad so evil and wicked. You understand? Yet as well. Good.
Yes, right. Which part?
Just want anything to say that you want to add on?
Just tune into Black Watch. Again, Black Hispanic Native Indian man. You have a government. You have an association. Chinese association. Everybody else there, they have an association. They don't care about you. You have an association. It's the ISCPK under command in general. And tune into Black Watch, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And again, call in, you understand? Call the school 290-5173. Again, the number for ISPK Trinidad and Tobago is 290-5173. You understand? Or let tune in. Call in. Let me get it.
Right. Call in. Give what's the scripture? One in Joel.
Right.
Chapter 3 and verse 3.
I'm done.
You understand? Again, the government should be funding the ISPK because why?
Right.
We won't be sexually abusing them children and them.
That's right.
Because the Bible said that no. The Bible said don't be no lesbian, don't be no homosexual.
Correct.
And if you are to sexually molest somebody, they'll grow up to be a lesbian and a homosexual.
Right.
And we will be encouraging sin. And then everybody go say, well, the ISPK is some just like them other religious institutions.
Nasty, disgusting places.
You understand? Some nasty, violent, disgusting places. But since 1969, we have been doing this. And nobody found anything that is evil against us. We went to court and all because people tried to stop us from doing the work of the Lord.
Right.
And we went to court and we win the court case. You understand? Nobody could have find anything evil
Right.
against us.
Correct.
Because you know why? Because the Lord is in the ISGPK.
That's right.
The Lord is not in no other institution here
That's
in
right.
Trinidad and Tobago.
Correct.
The Lord is in the ISGPK, and all who send all the children in them children's homes, stop it from taking and should send them in the ISGPK.
Correct.
And the government should start to fund the ISGPK.
That's right.
And let me raise back our nation. You understand? So I'm here as well.
The book of Joel chapter 3 and verse 3, Karankan. And they have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for an harlot, and sold a girl for wine.
I've given a boy for a harlot and sold a girl for a wine. That's what they're doing in these children homes and them.
Correct.
You understand? They're selling our sons and our daughters in these children homes, giving a boy for a harlot. A harlot is a homosexual.
Right.
They're making that little boy become a homosexual. Just like what happened to this fellow who dead, who you just called the name?
Saucy Pao.
They turned them into a harlot. You understand? Because they're sexually molesting our boys and girls in these children homes.
Correct.
You understand?
Right.
And giving them a girl for wine. But anyway, all coming to ISGPK.
Is it?
Shalom.
Shalom.
You see? Let me see. Give me I don't know if he's still on. Give me our next.
Yeah, I believe so. Coming up next, 40-something seconds, I think it is.
Give me okay, let's see. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah. How things?
Well, John 3 and 3.
Can go. Oh, straight. The book of John chapter 3 and verse 3. Jesus answered and said unto him, Verily, verily, I say unto thee, except a man be born again, he cannot see the kingdom of God.
Right, except a man be born again, meaning just get rid of the old person in you.
Right.
When you come in the ISGPK, we just get rid of that old person in you, so you won't be sexually abusing anybody again.
Correct.
Son?
Right.
Right. Continue.
You done?
Yeah.
Okay. Verse 4. Nicodemus said unto him, How can a man be born when he is old? Can he enter the second time into his mother's womb and be born? Jesus answered, Verily, verily, I say unto thee,